All right, everybody. Let's see, can you hear me? Good morning, or for me, it's afternoon. All right, let's see, can everybody hear me? I'm here in Prague. This is my first official live stream. All right, from Prague. Sorry about yesterday. We got stuck. We were rebooked. So, oh, wait. Main view. Prague. Source. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. I think there's a big delay. So, all right. Let's see what's popping, guys. All right. DCX. Let's check that one out. All right. If you hear someone rummaging around in the background, I'm traveling with my friend. Do you want to say hi? Traveling with my friend today. Hi, everybody. All right. Let's see. DCX. See, I hope you all had a good trading day yesterday. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's see what that's all about. Bye, Chris. Bye. Say goodbye to my friend. Bye, everybody. Say goodbye, everybody. All right. Okay, so the price is between $1 and $10. It's between $2 and $10. The float is under 1 million. The relative volume in the gap is through the roof, but does it have news? I don't see news. So I'm going to hold off on that. We're going to take a hold on that one today. So on my flight, well, okay, we had a lot of flights yesterday. I was reading how to, let's see, I want to get the title right on this. How to Day Trade for a Living. How to Day Trade for a Living by Andrew Aziz. I don't know if anyone's read it, but I actually read it last year. I'm rereading it. I read it last year when I really didn't know what I was doing. I'm rereading it. I have a reading list of trading books that I am going through. I know the lighting's not so great. I'll try to turn it up a little bit. Let's see. So I put out this morning, oh, that's better. This morning I put out a video about my trading station, so you guys can check that out. Anyway, I'm jumping around on topics. I'm reading How to Day Trade for a Living by Andrew Aziz. I'm rereading it, and makes a lot more sense now than it did a year ago. It made very little sense because I had just started trading. I'm going to be going through some trading books and giving reviews about them and talking about if it applies to my strategy and not. And I'll probably start a playlist. And oh, good morning. I'll probably do a playlist of book reviews on trading books because the ones I read last year didn't really make a lot of sense. However, it's just reinforcing some of the rules that I have. And of course, having a news catalyst, it's really reinforcing that. Now, DCX is meeting my criteria for stock selection. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know, Dominican 3000. Let's see. That's good to know because I've been really, honestly, I was really worried about trading. Well, not even trading. I've day traded on all my vacations in the last year, but live streaming, totally not sure if that was going to work. So I don't have my usual tea mug. You know, I had to get tea at a little cafe. Prague is lovely, by the way. You should all go to Prague. Yeah, thank you for letting me know about the audio. Thank you. All right. So, yeah, I'm going through some books that I already read that I have on my Kindle, and I will be also reading other trading books and then kind of reviewing them and talking about my particular takeaways. So I had a lot of time because my flight was rebooked. And so the news catalyst, it just reinforced the fact that how important the news catalyst is. Really, really important having a news catalyst. And it also made me pause. I'm still going through the section on the various setups, but it made me take a pause as far as what setups I'm trading with such a low float, because in this author's opinion, certain setups aren't appropriate for a float under a low float stock. And I have been trading low float stocks. So I have to finish reading that section, but I'm really excited to kind of do a review and talk about what I'm learning and what I will be implementing. And of course, I'm looking pretty informal today. Just we were walking around the city this morning. Okay, so right now, and the other thing that the book is reinforcing is quality over quantity, which we have definitely talked about, and we've definitely talked about, a lot on my live stream. I'm constantly looking to simplify and look for quality. And honestly, this book is making me think I'm over trading. I think on Monday I took 9 trades, and of course I had a big red day. So I think I'm definitely over trading. Okay, so let's take a look at DCX. Now, my external monitor that I am using for traveling is smaller than my monitor at home, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to simplify my setup and just put the essentials. And for you guys, I think having the 1-minute chart really visible is helpful. And I still have the daily chart and the 5-minute chart at the top for now. And I'm actually going to not use the 10-second chart right now because I'm not sure about the lag on that. But hopefully you can see my level 2. It's a little bit hard because the numbers are kind of squished. Let's see. I would have to cut out my watch list completely, which maybe is fine because I can't seem to make it any smaller. See, it just collapses completely. But the level 2, you can't really see. I just want you to be able to see how many shares. Let's see, how small can I make it and you can still see my level 2? Because I also, when I'm done trading for the day, I like to, I watch, before I do my recap, I go through and I timestamp my trades and I watch my trades over again before I write my recap to see if there's anything that I missed. And so I want to be able to see the level 2 as well, because I want to be able to see, are there any big sellers on the level 2? And I don't know if I can I make these columns smaller? All right, I can probably make these columns smaller and make, that way the share size is bigger, because I want to be able to see if there are large sellers on the bid or the ask. And of course, the time in sales is pretty important too. So ATNM, what's that? Let me take a look at that. ATNM doesn't have news yet. The float is 31 million. So this is something interesting. You know, I took Ross Cameron's classes. I'm still finishing up the advanced classes. I think they're fantastic, honestly. But mostly I've been trading, you know, low float stocks, looking for high volatility. And the author of How to Day Trade for a Living, he also day trades and swing trades, but he day trades stocks that are over 20 million. He day trades you know, mid-range, not high float stocks, but like low, you know, mid-range, medium float stocks, I guess. And he has certain setups for that. So I'm really interested in that. I may adjust. I'm still going to be momentum trading, obviously, and day trading, but I might kind of split up my strategies going forward. I'm really intrigued. I want to maybe try this out where I maybe some setups, according to him, are appropriate for low float and some are more appropriate for medium float and high float stocks. So I'm really curious about that right now. And but now I'm looking at DCX and I just don't see news. But right now, ATNM would not meet my criteria because the float is too high and it hasn't gapped up enough over the previous days. But let's just put it on. I just want to see what's going on with it. ATNM. Sorry, I've got a little cold. I thought it was, maybe it's allergies. I'm not sure, but I woke up this morning very congested. So, all right. So let's see. ATNM. Okay, that looks, it's going up, but it looks kind of choppy to me. And here's a long topping tail here. All right, let's go back to DCX. DCX looks good, but I don't see news. Let's see. It's a Chinese stock. Yep, and the MACD is red. All right, so DCX. I'm kind of curious if there's anything in the news about DCX ticker. So yeah, it doesn't look like they have new news today. So they're Indian. Well, it says an Indian stock. Okay. ELPW has popped up on the top gainer scanner. But I don't see news on that one either. ELPW. I don't see news on that one either. Let's see. So a couple of things have popped up. HCAI. See if I can make the chart a little bit bigger here. Trying to squeeze everything into a laptop size monitor. Yeah, a lot of things popping up without news. POET, what's this? The floats are really like way higher than I would be interested in. Okay. SL NH floats over 20 million. Yeah, so I'm not really seeing much yet. Surf Air Mobility, SRFM. High float. Well, I'm happy to see that my charts are moving. I was a little worried about the delay. And yeah, but it looks like things are moving pretty quickly on this on the time and sales. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see much yet, but like I said, I'm really, let's see, how far, good morning, Lee. I'm really curious, so it looks like a bunch of people just jumped on. I'm in Prague. I'm in my hotel room. I'm traveling with a friend. She stepped out for a little bit, but she might be wandering around the hotel room occasionally while I'm trading. So I'm reading, I was stuck. The reason I didn't live trade yesterday is because our first flight from Boston to we had ended up, instead of going through Munich, we ended up having to go through Zurich. The flight was late getting to Zurich. We missed our connection going to Prague. They rebooked us on a flight from Zurich to Copenhagen, and then from Copenhagen to Prague. And they lost my friend's luggage. And it was all during the time I was supposed to be trading. So we were originally going to get to Prague in the morning, which would have left me plenty of time to try trading yesterday. But however, that did not happen. So I was on a plane for a large portion of yesterday. And I am about halfway through How to Day Trade for a Living by Andrew Aziz. I read it last year when I very first started trading. And I honestly really didn't understand what it was. Now I'm rereading it and I'm really understanding some of what is being said. And I'm kind of rethinking. I really want to just keep improving. So I will, once I'm done with the book, I will do a video review of the book. I'm going to review a bunch of books that apply to day trading and going to do a series on that because I just really want to review these books and see how they apply to trading, my trading and my strategy, and how I'm going to implement things that I'm learning in the books. And I'll put a link in the description for the book, but I will do a review at some point. Well, it looks like things are kind of slow today. Let's see. How is the stock market doing today? Okay, futures are rising. Okay, pointing to an earlier opening. This is all good. I like to hear that. Futures rising because that's good for small caps, right? Let's see. Ooh, Bitcoin hit 78. That's good, right? That's good. Like to see that. All right, so let's see what else is popping up. DCX is still, it's a Chinese stock, but it does not have news. And of course, now it's below VWAP, below the 9 EMA, and below the, and the MACD is red. Really, the thing is, I realize I've heard that other traders, I just got here. Are you on your phone hotspot, Wi-Fi? Did you bring an ether cable? Are you using VPN? Sorry, I'm late. I am on the hotel Wi-Fi. I did not bring an Ethernet cable. My plan was to trade on the hotel Wi-Fi, and if that didn't work, use my phone as a hotspot. That is a great question. Yes, that is a great question. And one thing that I did that I'm so grateful that I did was I brought extra cables because I've traded on all my vacations so far. This is my first time live streaming. So I'm sorry if, I don't have this is the best I can do. This is my hotel room, and I wanted to point it away so that if my friend comes back, I'm sharing a room with my friend that I'm traveling with. If she comes back, she can walk around and stuff. You might hear some shuffling, but she did say hi earlier. So, yeah, basically, I'm glad I brought extra cables because although I've traded on all my vacations previously, this is the first one that I needed the microphone, and I bought I have a ring light at home that I've been using when I'm live streaming at home, but I bought a little ring light that clips to the top of my laptop, and I posted a video earlier today on what I was bringing from my travel trading station and packing it because I bought a new backpack. And so I have this little ring light that I had to bring. So I actually bought a bigger backpack because the last time I traveled and traded, I didn't even bring the external monitor because it just felt like too much stuff. So I had to bring a bigger backpack. Illinois and stream quality is good so far. Oh, okay. Welcome, Illinois. That's great. That's great that it's like pretty decent quality. Yeah, my long-term plan is that, well, if I do get to the point where I'm consistently profitable trading, because I'm a new trader, right? And I'm learning, and I'm still in the learning process. Once I get consistently profitable, and I do love to travel, then that would free me up to do even more traveling. Using BFM or when you... No, I probably should be using a VPN. That's a good thing to think about. I'm going to put that on my list of things to think about, actually. Hold on, I forgot my notebook. I will be right back, you guys. This is this is another thing about not being home. I'm like trying to keep all my stuff organized. So I bought my backpack. It's in the video that I did about my travel station. Yeah, I probably should use a VPN when I am trading from other places. What are you using for current news info? Oh, news info. That's a good question. Okay. So I obviously Thinkorswim has a little news gadget, but I also use Warrior Trading scanners right now. I'm paying for their scanners. And there is, so when, and I'll show you really quick. Let's see. Let me pop this out. So this is what Warrior Trading scanners look like. And you can see the little icons here. That's when there's news. Red means current news. So I have been using Warrior Trading scanners. And so what I do is sometimes the news pops up on Warrior Trading first. Sometimes it pops up on Thinkorswim first. Sometimes it only pops up on one of them. And if I see a stock pop up like DCX did earlier, and I didn't see any news on either one, I'll honestly just Google the I'll Google the ticker and see if there's something in the news, but if it's relevant news, it probably should pop up on one of the sources. So I also have a paper journal. So when I'm trading, I can jot down things that come up, and I'm going to put VPN. And also I use TraderView for journaling my trades, and I do, but I keep the notes here so I don't forget, so I don't have to do it every time I import trades. Let's see. FinViz is decent and free, just FYI. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, TJ. All right. FinViz. Thanks, TJ. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to check that out because probably should be using a VPN. Okay, I'm 55 and I'm still learning a lot of this stuff, but for those of you who also are new to all of this technology, VPN is a virtual private network. I know that much. But yeah, welcome everybody. This is exciting. And although so far it does seem a little bit slow. So some of you have been popping on the last couple of weeks since I started my live stream. So some of you have been with me from the get-go, but for those of you who are new, I have traded more in the past, and now I'm really trying to focus on quality. So we'll see if anything pops up today, but I'm not going to jump into anything just to trade. But what I will do is I make the best use of the time. I watch the charts and I work on analyzing. And I'm really, really interested in feedback. I love it. I mean, you guys are asking great questions, and I'm definitely looking for constructive feedback. I have a few comments that people left me on Monday while I was traveling, and I still have to read through. They were really good, specific comments about some of the trades that I had taken, and I want you to know that I am absolutely reading everything and appreciate the help. FFAI is jumping up, but no new news. Yeah, so that's the problem. I really am sticking to my guns about the news, TJ. Yeah. So, but let's check it out. Okay, so it's FFAI. Let's take a look and see what is going on there. FFAI. Because even though I won't trade it without news, okay, let's take a look. So that's a penny stock. I generally don't trade penny stocks. They make me very nervous. Let's see, how did DCX come off of there? I generally wait until they pop over $1. I'm sticking to my guns on the news. Yeah, that was me. But FFAI, yeah, it looks good. Okay, we've got. I'm curious how many of you trade penny stocks? Okay, so I didn't get a chance. I watch Ross's recap every day. But Monday I was at the airport and I meant to download it before crossing the Atlantic. And of course, I was on a Swiss Air flight and there was no internet over the Atlantic. And then I didn't get to see the recap yesterday because we were in the airport most of the time and we were so exhausted. So I have to catch up on his recaps from Monday and Tuesday, and then I'll have to watch today. I have a lot of catching up to do. Okay, so he traded FFAI. Interesting. Okay. See, that's why like it's so great for all of us to communicate, because that's how you learn things. You know, this is how we learn. Let's see. Just trying to make sure you can see my screen. Okay, there you go. So FFAI. Good morning, Ovi. Oh, whoops, sorry. My screen's trying to keep everything in the right. There we go. Yeah, just let's see. What else are you guys looking at this morning? I mean, my scanners are kind of quiet. Like I said, DCX was the only thing that kind of popped up. And now it's gone below VWAP, the MACD's red. ELPW, that's below VWAP. Let's see. No news. Okay. WBUY, we buy, is popping up. All right, let's see what's going on with we buy. It's over $1. The float is under 1 million. The relative volume, wow. Okay, the relative volume just went through the roof, but I don't see news. Oh, wait, here we go. 7:30. Up 7:30. So news is popping, right? Announces record-breaking performance for the company at NATAS Fair March 2026 with over 3.34 million in travel bookings. All right, they have news, so this is one for me to watch. All right, so I am looking for a bull flag pullback. Prefer to stay away from penny stocks. In my experience, they're just too volatile and usually, yeah, me too. SRFM. SRFM. Okay. That has a really high, has a higher float than I would normally trade, SRFM. I have been sticking to low float stocks lately. Let's see. All right, so I'm looking for a bull flag pullback on WBUY. I think that's really good news. But wait, they announced something in March. Doesn't that seem like old news? That's kind of weird news, right? Am I crazy? This is April, right? That's kind of weird news. It's saying that they announced, the news broke that they announced something in March. Strange, right? All right, so we've got a bull flag, well, potential bull flag pullback. This tail, the topping tail is longer than the bottom tail. Looks like it's hitting that 1676 level. I've only been in Prague for less than a day, but this place is gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful city. Highly recommend it. All right. Now it's kind of below VWAP, so my last 2 trading days were red. So I'm going to be really cautious, and just look for quality over quantity. And honestly, guys, if I don't trade today, I'm okay with that because I just want to really find something that feels right. So now we're below VWAP, so that's a no-go for me. And look at the volume's kind of choppy, right? Instead of pulling back, there's a lot of selling on this candle. FFAI, MACD's red, HCAI below VWAP, SRFM, Yeah, the float's really high for me. It's hard to borrow on Thinkorswim. All right, so we buy, still pulling back. It looks like it's going to break out. So I'm thinking of going back to hotkeys. I was using hotkeys for a while, and now I've been using the buttons, but I feel like they've slowed me down. It slowed me down using the buttons, so I might go back to hotkeys. What software are you using to live stream? Does it make your TOS slower? I'm using OBS. So I think it's pretty accurate. I'm looking. I think it's pretty accurate. Let's see. Using OBS. Whoops. OBS. Zendo on YouTube has free live scanner to use if you end up needing a backup. Oh, okay. I'll write that down. You guys are a wealth of information. I mean, I've been really happy with Warrior Trading scanners so far. Okay, well, I'm glad I didn't get in to that candle because it looks like a false breakout. And now we're below VWAP on WBUI. I mean, BUI. You're using, oh yeah, okay. So yeah, that's what I use. I use OBS. And again, I'm new. So I'm a new trader. I've only been trading I started trading February 2025, and I didn't start trading with real money until July 2025. KIDZ. And I'm new to live streaming. I'm 55. Learning how to live stream. My kids are adults and they always get mad when I use like slang. So I'm like, guys, you got to lock in. All right. So what is going on here with my watch list? KIDZ. Let's take a look. All right, it's over $1. The float is only 1.3 million, so it's low float. It gapped up more than 10% from the previous day's close, but the relative volume is still pretty low. It's only 0.37 times the 50-day average. Stocks Rocks on YouTube is good too. All right, let me check that out. Thanks, guys. Got my handy little journal here. I always have a paper journal, maybe because I'm old, but I like having a paper journal. And then when I import my trades into TraderView, which is what I use to analyze my trades, then that way I don't forget something between the trade and importing, because sometimes I can't import right away. I might make one trade and then import that trade, but what if I do like 2 or 3 in a row? I don't want to forget, so I use this to quickly jot down things that I want to make sure I put in so that when I go back and analyze my trades later, I have some reference point. Aw, thanks. Thanks, Who Loves Lunatic. Thank you. Well, I guess I'm doing what they call learning in public. Is that what they call it? That's what I guess it's called. KIDZ again popped up and then dropped below VWAP. This is like such a common pattern, right? And I get all excited because I think, ooh, possible bull flag pullback, and then no. And the more I've been analyzing, like live streaming has really helped my trading a lot. I think my losses would have been a lot bigger over the last couple of weeks if I hadn't been doing this. However, what I'm noticing is I'm starting to notice patterns since I started live streaming and documenting and doing my daily recaps. I'm starting to notice patterns in my trading that I didn't see before because maybe I wasn't quite honestly analyzing them nearly as closely as I am now because I feel accountable to you guys, right? But I'm still learning. I'm a new trader. And this is definitely, I'm learning in public. This is definitely, what's the other phrase? Learn with me. It's a learn with me vibe. And, you know, I'm trying to put my learning out there. But this has happened to me a lot of times where I get all excited. The stock is running up. But I guess what I was going to say was that the big thing that I've noticed is that it's not that I'm not doing the right things. It's that I think I'm doing too many of the wrong things. So KIDZ has been running for a week now. So lots of sellers that were stuck in it when it ran up. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yep, because, yeah. Happens to all of it. Well, yeah, I don't hold on to stuff anymore, but I do have stocks that I'm holding on to from before that I guess have turned into swing trades, but I don't do that anymore. I just take the loss now. Yep, so KIDZ, let's see the quality of the news. They entered a strategic collaboration with I Create Education. Isn't this the same news they had last week? I feel like this is the same news, or it was something similar. Am I crazy? I thought, because I could be wrong, but I thought last week I was like, oh, this is really good news, and then it didn't go anywhere. Let me see if the relative volume has gone up. Okay, the relative volume is increasing, but it's still not more than, it's still not at 5 times the 50-day average. So I do use Warrior Trading's pillars of stock selection. So I'm looking for 5 times the 50-day average. Hi, HG. Oh yeah, now we're closer in time zones, HG. We're a little bit closer. I haven't seen Yasser on today, but I think he's in France, so we're now closer in time zone. But I'm only here for another week, so I'm leaving next Tuesday, and unfortunately, the timing of my flight means that I probably won't be able to live stream next Tuesday. Okay. But I'm so happy that this is working. I'm really, really happy that this is working. Okay, thank you, TJ. I am not crazy. This is this recycled news, right? I thought so. Thank you, TJ, for, yes, this is just recycled news. Yeah, right there, class over holdings. Get it together, kids. All right, so the relative volume is continuing to increase, but we've already had one pullback. So if the relative volume gets to 5 times the 50-day average and or closer, and there's a second bull flag pullback, I may try to take a trade off the second bull flag pullback. So the other thing that Ross says in his classes, and Andrew Aziz said in the book that I'm reading, How to Day Trade for a Living, is to only trade the first and second pullback, bull flag pullbacks. And I've traded more than I should on bull flag pullback. So I'm going to see how this works. If there's a second one, then I will try to get in on it if the relative volume goes up. Let's see. It's up to 3.37 right now. So it's pulling back. Oh, wow. It went all the way back to the 9 EMA. So this would be the top of the low candle, right? And let's see, we buy is popping back up. Oh, it's below VWAP. Okay. Well, that looks bad. And KIDZ is tapping the 9 EMA. It's below VWAP right now. So let's see what happens. Like the volume's kind of pulling back, but I don't know. We'll see. Guess nobody cared. Right. Exactly. See, that's the crazy thing, right, TJ? Like sometimes I see news, especially biotech or something like that, and I think to myself, wow, this is great news, right? I mean, this stock is going to go through the roof, and it goes nowhere. And then other times I see news and I'm like, that news is trash, and the stock goes straight up. And that makes no sense to me. So I think it really has to do with, getting your finger on the pulse of the market, I think is something that comes with experience. And maybe next year, this time, I will have a much better handle on that, because right now it baffles me how some news goes up. And so this could be the top of the low candle. Is the relative volume high enough? Well, it's more than 2. And what's the high of day here? 214. So the target would be 214. And it looks like my stop would be the 9 EMA. If the volume goes up here, so it'd have to go past 2. I'm looking for big sellers on the level 2. It's tapping at 2. No, I'm not gonna. Okay, I got out really quick. Wow, I didn't let that run at all. I don't know why I panicked and sold. I'm not sure why. I think my eyes are it does seem different here, and I guess I kind of freaked out and sold. But it hadn't hit my stop. I don't know why I did that. I guess I could get back in and see what happens. But it's really not moving, right? If it keeps going up, I might get back in. But no, I guess it's a good thing that I sold, right? Now, is this going to be an ABCD pattern, possibly? I don't know. Also been a slow week, so kids will be kids when trading. Yes, exactly. All right, well, I took one trade. I made $10 today, which is not even putting a dent in my losses. So that's not even putting a dent in my situation right now, but this could be an ABCD pattern. I think that's what this is. But I'm still not really quite getting. Oh, okay. Okay. It was struggling, right? Okay. All right. I thought so. Okay. Okay, so that's good that you got out too. I mean, I guess this might be like an ABCD pattern, but I feel like I still haven't quite got the hang of the ABCD pattern. So it tapped high of day, but today I am looking to just focus on bull flag pullbacks, I think. I think that's my goal for today. Oh wow, it's telling me to move. I haven't even been sitting here that long. my watch is bossy. So yeah, I'm just hopefully I will finish the book How to Day Trade for a Living by Andrew Aziz. For those of you who are just tuning in, I was rereading it on the plane. Hopefully I'll finish it on my flight back next week, and then I will do a review video, because I read a bunch of trading books last year, and honestly, I just didn't understand enough about trading yet to really feel like it was really helpful. The only book that helped me was Ross Cameron's book, which I can't remember the name of. I will put that in a link to that in the description as well, but that is the only book that made sense, because he honestly explains things very plainly and clearly, I think. But now I'm rereading some of the more advanced books, or the more complicated books to me. And I will be doing like a review for each book after I've read them, and you guys can weigh in on that for sure. I would love to hear your feedback on that. Or if you have suggestions for books, I've got a list that I will be going through of books that, so I read a couple of trading books last year, and like I said, I feel like I need to reread them because I didn't quite understand a lot. So, but today I think I will just look for bull flag pullbacks. And yeah, just try to Yep. Wait, which one? Ross Cameron's book or Andrew Aziz's book? I thought Ross Cameron's book was very good. And Andrew Aziz is good too. It just requires, I feel like, a little bit of understanding of the basics. And I was just too new last year to really understand a lot of what he was saying. Like, it's so crazy how this is such a hard thing to do. And that's one of the things I love about it. But there's a really long learning curve, and I sometimes understand the concept intellectually, but to really internalize something, it just takes experience, of course. Okay, so WeBuy might be making a run for VWAP. Let's see what happens, but I won't trade it unless the MACD is green. I'm so interested, Andrew Aziz's book, he talks about price action trading secrets by Rainer Tao. Oh, thank you. Okay, I will put that on the list. And I definitely feel like I'm at the point where I think now I can absorb a lot of the information that is in the books. But I do think that it's just, if you're really new, if you're newer than me, you should be sitting in front of the charts a lot. Even not necessarily trading, but paper trading and sitting in front of the charts a lot. Like, I definitely feel like it made a difference when I committed to sitting in front of the charts. This was in November. I said, I'm going to sit down every day from 7 to 10, 7 to 11, depending on how the market's doing, and I'm going to watch the market. But I'm going to put that on my list, price action trading. Rainer, okay. Yeah. I feel like sometimes it's the only way to really get better is to, I sort of think of I'm really focusing on incremental progress every day. I want to get 1% better every day. So yesterday I couldn't trade, but I read probably for 3 hours that book. And so I felt like I still made progress. Okay, so that's really important to me, to continue to make progress. But I do feel like progress isn't always necessarily linear. Like I will make progress and then I will go back and revisit those same topics like I'm doing now a year later, and I have a deeper understanding of it. And if I read the book again next year, hopefully I would have an even deeper understanding of those topics. So I do feel like it's important to revisit things once in a while and just see where you're at as far as, you know, because then it kind of gives you an idea, like there are things that I didn't even think about last year. Yesterday was garbage in the market. So that's funny. I was lucky. Yeah, it looks like futures were down, trading was down. And honestly, it was good for me to take the break because I had a red day Friday. I had a red day Monday, and Ross took no trades. Well, there you have it. I mean, honestly, when I watch Ross's recap after, because I watch his recap after I've done my live stream, my trading's done, I've put up my recap. I don't want to be, I get my stuff done early. And then usually I watch his recap in the afternoons or before, early, either like, or sometimes early evening, because I work at a gym at night. So sometimes I watch his recaps on the way at night or when I'm coming home or whatever. And it's always crazy because sometimes we look at the same stock and he'll make money on something that I couldn't make sense of, or he'll take no trades and then I'll be like, okay. Yeah, so he took no trades. He's had a lot more no trade days lately. And that is very comforting because then I feel less pressure to trade. I had a no trade day 2 weeks ago, and it was so freeing. I was there the whole time, watched the charts the whole time, but it was very freeing to say, I'm going to sit out unless something meets my standards. I mean, it's kind of like dating, right? I feel better watching his recap. Exactly, when I have a similar day. And he sticks to his standards, and I love that, and it's really inspirational. So, yeah, it's very inspirational. And, I realize that his experience level is so far above mine, and he's so far up there that his intuition is really good. And I'm hoping that with enough practice and experience that we'll all get there, right? And it's great because we're not competing, because he's, the more people that are in the market, the better for all of us, right? So, yeah, I always, a lot of times I watch his recap and I'm like, oh, whew, and I would never wish a red day on anyone, but seeing someone at his level have red days, it's like, that's part of it, right? And, I'm, reading Andrew Aziz's book. Same thing. He's talking about, the best traders are losing 30% of the time. So, I mean, who am I to get upset at that? Because I've only been trading for a year. So, interesting though. I feel We Buy at VWAP, it's trying to make a comeback. It's trying. So the MACD is like barely flipped green. Barely. I don't think I'll take a break of VWAP because I think I'm going to stick to, I've had mixed results. It is a setup that I've been taking lately. And I've had mixed results. So today I'm going to stick to bull flag pullbacks, but I'm going to do a deeper dive on the break of VWAP setup at some point. I have like so many video ideas, so many. And that's one of the setups I will be doing at some point. And I think I will maybe hold off on a break of VWAP setup until I have really gone through it and done the video and done a deep dive on that. But yeah, it looks like it's making a run for it. Look at the volume. So the MACD is almost green. But the volume, look at this. It's not keeping up with it. So it looks like it's pulling back to the 9 EMA maybe. Let's see how KIDZ is doing. KIDZ is also trying to make a comeback. I feel like that should be the name of a song. The kids are making a comeback. Yeah, it's just kind of dead out there today. So Andrew Aziz says in his book too, you know, like the top traders are comfortable with losses. Okay, so AGPU, let's see, AGPU is popping up. 5 million float. The relative volume is not quite there yet. And I don't see news. So let's see. Oh, wait. It has news on Thinkorswim. 8 o'clock news. What does it say? Let's see. Whoops. I don't want to block the charts. Okay. Axe Compute, a neo-cloud AI infrastructure platform delivering dedicated enterprise GPU compute capacity at global scale, today announced the signing of a 36-month enterprise infrastructure contract with aggregate contract value of approximately $260 million. This sounds fantastic. Okay, so they do have news and the relative volumes there. So I'm going to look for a bull flag pullback on this. It's over 10, but I don't know. This feels pretty solid to me. What's the total volume though? The total volume is kind of low. But I'm looking for a bull flag pullback, a first pullback on this. I have traded stocks between 10 and 20, but I'm pickier about it. But if this looks good, I will jump in. But I want to see, so it's meeting my criteria for stock selection, right? Because right now I follow Ross's pillars of stock selection. So it meets those. And let's see, looks like there's a window back to 9 on the daily chart. Let me see if it's hard to borrow on Thinkorswim because I added that to my checklist. It's getting kind of expensive now, but it's still between 10 and 20. I would be looking for I'm not going to trade a micro pullback on this, even though in hindsight, of course, that would have been smart. All right, so we have a high at 1325. This sounds like great news. I mean, a 36-month contract to deliver $260 million worth of product. That sounds like fantastic news, right? Huge jump on AGPU. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I didn't trade any micro pullbacks on the way up, but I'm looking for a bull flag pullback. The volume's pulling back. Okay, so if this is the top of the last low candle, I mean, I guess this would be a micro pullback if it keeps going up. But maybe people are taking profit off the table right now because look at the volume here on this candle. Oh, Oh, I have to get out. Well, that was dumb. That was so dumb on my part. Okay, I'm waiting. All right, I'm going to regroup for a second. Hold on. I'm being emotional right now. I was going to chase that. Take a deep breath. Yeah. I'm being really emotional. I don't know why I freaked out when I did, but I did. All right, so I'm just going to take it slow. All right, so right now, this might be a real pullback. So here, the volume never really, I got in when I shouldn't have got in. Here. And then I took a big loss. Talk about learning in public, huh? Wow. All right, this might be a real pullback. Learning in public. I'm like loving that phrase because that is exactly what I'm doing right now. That was such an emotional reaction that I had. I'm making some notes for my recap. Wow. Okay, so let me import what I've got so far while I wait. This will calm me down a little bit. That was dumb to the nth degree. All right, so I'm going to use this time to import my trades and try to calm down because I'm coming off of 2 red days, Friday and Monday, and now I'm red again. And that was just such an emotional reaction. I didn't want to miss the move, and that was really not a proper setup. Okay. It jumped your order. Well, let's see. Are you still trying to get filled? Okay, so this looks like a better bull flag, but it might pull back too far. Let's see what's going on here. All right. Deep breaths. If this pops up above 1227, I'll try to get in for a real bull flag. But I want to see that volume candle go up. I want to see it go above 1227. But I want to see it like the volume. Look at the volume's not going up and it's like struggling to get above that level. And my stop would be the 9 EMA, right? Up. Now it's. So I'm curious. Let me make the 5-minute chart bigger. Looks like it's pulling back on the 5-minute. So I took my 20 EMA off and I'm kind of regretting it. Let's see. No, here, studies. Kind of regretting it. Oh, wait. But I want to see a confirmation on the, I want to see a confirmation on the volume bar. All right. Definitely indecision here, right? I mean, look at this candle. I do want to see the volume going up. But this volume bar is tiny still. And that makes me nervous. This has good news. I feel like if I trade this properly, this could be a good one, but I don't know. It's like a lot of indecision right now, and it looks like it's kind of going sideways. Okay, I guess that might be it. This isn't really a bull flag pullback anymore, right? Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's just consolidating sideways, right? Kind of along the 9 EMA, maybe? I don't know. I feel like it could break out. And look at the MACD is almost red. Hmm. Oh, I so wanted to get in, but now I'm gun shy. And it just looks like it's struggling at that level, right? Bummer. Come on now. Now the MACD's like almost flipping red. Oh, this was such a dumb trade over here, guys. This was such a dumb trade. I think this is breaking out. I think it's breaking out. And the low would be down here, right? At 11:05. Oh my God. Okay. Okay. Too many wicks. I'm no longer interested. Volume isn't there yet. Too many wicks. There are a lot of wicks. Deep breaths. If I were home right now, I would take a break and go get myself some more rooibos chai tea, but I'm in a hotel in Prague, so I have to like take some deep breaths. Okay. So I'm not sure what setup that is, because I used to call that a flat top breakout, and I'm not sure that's really the right, let's say a break over resistance, right? It's like a break over some kind of resistance. I'm not really sure what setup that was, but I was waiting for the breakout, and I didn't sell at my stop, and that was, I mean, didn't sell before my stop. That was extremely scary. Volume finally increased. Always go down to very low share size when traveling. Yeah, I mean, I haven't done that. I haven't reduced my share size when traveling. I'm curious what your logic is behind that. What, because it's like a different environment and I might be nervous? That's possibly a good idea. I mean, is that what you do? You reduce your share size when you're traveling? I mean, now I will probably reduce my share size because I'm green on the day and I don't want to risk my green day because I was red Friday and red Monday. So at this point, now I broke a rule here. I got in when MACD was red and I didn't have a clear setup, but I've seen that so many times where it just skates along a level and then it breaks out over that level. But now I'm going to be really cautious. So let me clean this up. Remove drawings. Remove drawing. Remove drawing. I hate the clutter. I'm a minimalist, so I don't like clutter. But hey, All right, so I'm going to import my trade, and I'm going to do that as a way to calm myself down because that was a little bit emotional. I still have settled funds left. So let's import my trades. Let's do that. My trades. That doesn't make sense. Okay, I feel like that's wrong, but all right. So I'm going to import trades. I use TraderView. I mean, you should use something, even if it's a Google spreadsheet. You should definitely use something, but I'm an affiliate for TraderView now. I just did a video on how to use TraderView, and I'll be posting that soon. Why is it saying this is open? I'm not open. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this one because that isn't accurate. Just went today, just today. Oh, because I took 4 trades. What? Is that right? Okay, am I taking crazy pills or... I'm going to re-import these. Hold on. Let me do this again. Let's see. Sold, bought, sold, bought and sold, bought and sold, bought and sold. 3 trades. Export to file. Import. Let's see. Wi-Fi may go out. Too risky. 500 shares is a lot if your internet goes out. It was a large cap, less risk if you need to hold for a while. That's true. I trade a lot while I travel. I switch to stocks. I wouldn't mind owning if anything happens. That is a good point. Who loves lunatic? That is a good point. Yeah, because at home, yes, of course, my internet can go out at home, but like you said, you know, this is, yeah, it's not importing my trades properly, which is freaking me out. Okay, so we're gonna have to hold off on that. I don't know why the import is like weird for delete, submit. No, okay, so it's doing like, let me try it again. That's a good point. I mean, at this point, I'm going to be really conservative because I am green and I really, really don't want to give up a green day. It would have to be really obvious. Why is it not entering my trades properly? This is a problem I may have to solve later, but that's an awesome point. And I feel like that's what's great about connecting with other traders, because I'm getting to hear what works for you. And that's giving me ideas like, I'm going to reduce my share size anyway at this point because I'm green and this is like the best green day I've had for a while. And so I'm going to be really conservative about what I do now as far as size. So I'm going to reduce my shares to, so what I do is if I get a good green day and I want to trade again, I reduce my share size. That way, if I do have a loss, I am reducing the chance that it's going to be catastrophic and give back too much of my profit. So, okay. I am going to take a quick break and come back for the 8:30, hopefully 8:30 news. So I'm going to put you guys on mute and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm back. I just had to have a bite of this sweet treat that we got in Prague when we were walking around this morning. It's called Locum. It's not even like a Czech thing. It's like I think it's a Middle Eastern thing, but wow, pretty fantastic. All right. I'm eating sweets for lunch. Not the best thing to do. Not what I would normally do. All right. Okay. That's actually a really good point. You know, be more conservative when you're traveling. Okay. And you do large caps. Okay. That's a really good point. This is why it's so good to talk to other traders. And if I'm curious, I'm sure other people are curious too, right? Let's see. VTGN is popping. So I don't know. I mean, AGPU is still kind of consolidating sideways at this point. And the MACD is red, but VTGN, it's just that it's a penny stock, and I don't know, I just don't do well on them. So, but let's take a look just to see what's going on. Oh, big topping tail on the 1 minute. So I have a goal every week, and I post over on Substack about it. This week's goal is working on my stops on bull flag pullbacks. I was making my stops too tight. I was setting a hard stop of 10 cents a share, and then I was getting out too early. Oh, so here it is right now. It is, what is it? 2:30, 2:31 p.m. 2:31 p.m. So I live in New England in the United States, so I normally trade on Eastern Standard Time, which is the same time zone as the New York Stock Exchange. But here it's afternoon, so I'm going to be doing sightseeing in the morning and going out at night, and then on the weekend I will do some fun stuff. And I already filmed content to post this weekend. So I actually posted a video yesterday because I pre-recorded some content just in case I couldn't day trade or live stream. But I have day traded on all my vacations so far. And I haven't reduced my share size, but I don't trade with a ton of shares. So I'm trading low float stocks, lower priced stocks generally. And I have traded 1,000 shares before, but in general, I feel pretty comfortable at 500 shares. But right now I've reduced it down to 100. So if I do take another trade and it's a red trade, I'm not putting myself too deep in the hole. I really don't want to give away too much of what I've already made. So I'm not gonna take any crazy risks because I'm just, I'm green on the day. So damn, Europe travel is great for trading. I'll have to try. Yeah. I mean, it breaks up, the thing is, it breaks up the day. I guess it depends on the kinds of things you like to do when you're traveling. Like I traded in Portugal this year. I traded in the Dominican Republic. I traded on a cruise ship, which I did not think was going to work. But it did. I made money on the cruise ship, which was pretty awesome. So VTGN looks like it's below VWAP. They received a letter from the FDA. That's really good news, but it's a penny stock. So I'm noticing there's a lot of really good news on biotech penny stocks, and I love biotech news. But yeah, I do think that incorporating trading into my traveling has been interesting. And I'm definitely going to do a video later on in the week or after I'm back home I'll kind of do a reflection video on how it went this time, because this is the first time I've tried to live stream. But I do think that there are pluses and minuses. And of course, I really aspire to the digital nomad lifestyle, so that I can travel more in retirement. And so that's my goal. However, before trading, I didn't work on my vacations. And now my vacations are turning into work. Traded on a cruise ship in January, paid for it in the dream. Exactly. It was great to make money on a vacation. So I love that. I love that you can pay for the vacation while you're on the vacation. That's wonderful. I mean, that's awesome. What cruise ship did you take? I went MSC. I took my kids, they're adults, but I took them on MSC. I want to continue doing it, but one thing that I'm realizing is that it does cut into the amount of sightseeing that you're doing, right? So, and the people that you're traveling with have to adjust to that schedule to some degree, because if they want to do things with you, they have to do it around your trading schedule. So, NCI, okay, Norwegian. Yeah, they're great. I took a Norwegian cruise like years and years and years ago, and I loved it. I've done 2 MSC cruises so far, and I love MSC. But yes, on the cruise, I was traveling with my adult children. They sleep in, they're not morning people. So that worked out great, because they would be getting up right about the time. I would go early to get breakfast and then trade. And because we were mostly in my time zone, it was like maybe 1 hour off at points of the cruise. So I would go get like something early in the morning, like get some tea, some fruit or whatever, go back to the cabin. I shared a cabin with them, but, I would just kind of set up in the dark, but I didn't bring my external monitor because I wasn't live streaming. Now I need 2 monitors minimum if I'm going to live stream. So, but yeah, I aspire to the digital nomad lifestyle for retirement. I definitely keep my home base because of my life there. But I would like to be able to travel even more and trade while I'm doing that. But it is an adjustment because you're working on your vacation, and I never really did that before this. So now I'm noticing, like, okay, I have to plan, right? On the cruise, on the cruise. So I didn't use my hotspot because, we were out in the middle of the Caribbean. So I did buy the internet package on the cruise ship, which was kind of expensive, but I believe they use Starlink. So the internet was excellent. The first time we cruised with MSC, I had the internet package just for my phone, so it goes by device. And it wasn't that good, but this time it was very good. I didn't think I would be able to use a hotspot in the middle of the Caribbean. I didn't trust it. Wow, you were able to use a hotspot. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So let's see, AGPU looks like it might be on the move. No, not really. Okay. Still kind of keeping an eye on it. What about kids? The kids are not all right. Isn't that like a phrase from the 70s? That's before my time. But the kids are not all right. Okay. So AGPU, we're just kind of keeping an eye on it. So yeah, this week has been a learning experience, because before, when I was trading on vacations, if I didn't trade one day, it didn't really have an impact. But now I'm live streaming and I want to be able to keep that going. AT&T has a great international day pass. Okay, I'll check that out, AT&T. So did you just do like because, you know, of course, on the weekends, you're not going to need that, right? So did you just do it for like a couple of days? Or like I bought the internet package on MSC for the whole cruise. Like I said, it was actually really good internet. I had no problems trading. But I wasn't live streaming then. So now that I'm live streaming, you know, I feel like I need really reliable internet. But yeah, I'm worried about I am worried about getting stuck in a trade. That's a real fear for sure. I mean, the idea of getting stuck in a trade is pretty scary. So yeah, my backup would be my hotspot. Oh, AGPU is fading off of VWAP, guys. All right, what else is on the top gainer scanner? I'm looking for things with news. KYTX. Let's see what that's about. The float's high, so it's medium float. Medium float stock. And I generally stick to low float stocks, but okay. So that's not really doing anything. It's so interesting to me how let's see, SRFM, is it still doing anything? SRFM. No, that dropped below VWAP. It has a higher float than I would normally go for. And did WeBuy end up doing anything? Let's see. Wow, kind of slow now, huh? Traded Monday through Friday, $20 a day for the day pass at sea and $12 a day in port. Okay. So I think I paid, I think it was like $100 for the whole cruise. Oh, I'd have to go back and look. I'd have to go back and look at my transactions. But I think it was like $120 because I did two devices. I did my phone and my computer, but I didn't do my laptop the whole cruise. So I think I did my phone, and then I think I did my laptop for like 4 or 5 days, and it was over $100. And I told my kids, like, you'd have to pay for it, but you know, then I'm like, just enjoy your cruise, guys. Okay, so I'll have to compare prices next time I do that. I mean, it was really nice to do that, but like I said, I think the biggest thing for me has been adjusting to the rhythm of trading while traveling, because it does change the amount of sightseeing you're doing, the amount of resting you're doing. You're getting less sightseeing per day. And like today, you know, I'll live stream till about 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If it's hot and I'm trying to trade something, I'll keep going. But if it's not, I'll cut it off at 10. And then I'll do my recap and post that, and then I'll do my Substack, and then I'll get back to, we have dinner plans. And you know, it's just a different rhythm. So NCL is $28 a day. AT&T links to their Starlink connection. Oh, okay. That's clever. Yeah, because I think all the cruise ships use Starlink now, right? Because I thought I remembered Ross Cameron talking about Starlink, because doesn't he have a van that he trades out of sometimes when he's traveling? And so I thought, oh, what about getting a Starlink? Apparently getting your own Starlink is still really expensive, but maybe the prices will come down at some point. All right, so AGPU is fading off of VWAP. SRFM is below VWAP. Same thing with KXYX. VTGN, too cheap for me, kids. What are we looking for? Oh, wait. WeBuy's popping up again. Okay, it looks like it's making a break for view. It's trying to a recovery back to VWAP. I'm curious, does anybody do reversal trading? Because when I was reading the book yesterday, it was talking about reversal trading, and I haven't actually tried to trade this setup. So I'm curious if anyone does reversal trading. Let's see. But yeah, this week I'll be talking a lot about trading and traveling because I am in Prague, and also because it's something that I'm trying to perfect because I want to make the process enjoyable, seamless, and I want to definitely be able to do more traveling and trading. That is what I am aspiring to for sure. And so just continually trying to refine the process. I'm a minimalist. I really don't want to have like this massive travel trading station. I'm hoping I can make it work with my laptop and my external monitor, which is small. The screen on the external monitor is, oh, I'm trying to rip the cap off, but it's attached. I forgot. I'm in Europe. That's not a bad thing. I just forgot that they do that here. And my light's funky, huh? I've got this little ring light. Okay. And so the monitor, the external monitor that I am using is smaller than my external monitor at home. So I simplified my layout, which I really wanted to do anyway. I was feeling like I was looking at too many indicators, too many things going on. Okay. And I wanted to simplify. But I really hope I can make it work. Let's see. Oh, hey, James. Good morning. Good morning, James. I'm really hoping I can make it work with just the laptop and the external monitor. And like I posted my setup video like this morning in local time in Prague, and you can see there like what I'm bringing with me. I know I'm repeating myself, but the one thing I did that I think was the right move was I brought more cables, extra cables, because I wasn't 100% sure. I'm not exactly a technological genius, guys. I am 55 and my kids didn't even trust me with the TV remote control in the TV room. So, the fact that I'm even able to do this is great. Yes, James. Okay, so I'm having trouble importing my trades, but I am green today. Let me try to import them again. I don't know what the disconnect is, but for some reason, let me try importing them again so you can see. This is like kind of screwed up. So let's see. I took one trade on it's not giving me the right. So this is wrong. I have a $90. This is wrong. I don't know why it's doing it this way, but I will tell you that I am green on. So on KIDZ, I think I got a $10 trade. Let's see. KIDZ. So on KIDZ, I had a $10 trade. I just scalped a little trade. And then on AGPU, I had one red trade and one green trade. And I'm green on AGPU. So I have reduced my share size to $100 shares. And that way, if I take another trade and I'm red, I'm not like losing a ton of money. So we'll see if anything else pops up. My watch is telling me to move. My watch is very bossy. I walked for like 2.5 straight hours this morning in Prague. And my watch is like, not enough. Get back out there. So I honestly, yeah, I'm just reducing my share size to reduce the risk. I don't want to give back my entire day unless I see something popping. Okay, if I see something really good popping, then I might jump in with my full share size. But I'm going to be cautious because I was red Friday, I was red Monday, and yesterday was a no trade day. I was stuck on flights because my flight was rebooked and then they rerouted us, and then it was just a big mess. For anybody flying in Europe right now, there has been an airline strike with Lufthansa. So it was crazy. I was in 4 countries in 2 days, but only airports. I've been in a lot of airports in the last couple of days. So I'll reduce my share size since I'm green on the day. Yay! And I will, to be cautious. But like I said, if something looks really solid, I will take it. So I'm sorry if my lighting's a little wacky. I have this little ring light that I bought to clip to, checking different light quality. I don't know what looks best. And maybe that's good. So I bought a little ring light to clip onto my laptop. At home I have like a bigger ring light. So, but yes, so I've had 3 trades, but for some reason the import function, I might have to manually import my trades to make it work. But it's a green day. Woohoo! Yeah, I really needed a green day, guys. I don't think I'm green on the month. I don't know. I can't tell because it won't import. So, hey, my friend's back. If you hear shuffling, it's not a ghost.
Just for a minute.
It's my friend that I'm traveling with.
I know nothing.
She knows nothing. She's not a trader. Okay. So, let's see. What do we have? I mean, yeah. So unless I see something. Oh, good question. Good question, 56. Okay. So at first I tried I just started Googling and checking YouTube, and I stumbled on Ross Cameron's channel. And that is what got me hooked because he is very good at explaining everything in plain, normal English. He has a very approachable style. He's a good dude. And that's what kind of got me on the right path. And then I started with paper trading. And I did that until about July. And then I switched to real money. And I've been using real money ever since July. And that's how I kind of got into it. So right now, I'm mostly focused on day trading, low float stocks, momentum trading. However, I would like to eventually break out into swing trading, but I want to get consistent with day trading first. And so, yep, that's how I got started. How did you get started? Guys, let me know how you got started. I'm curious because I have my MBA. I got my MBA back in 2002. And most of my professional career was either in finance or accounting or finance and accounting related type positions. I worked for the US federal government for 17 years in mostly procurement, which was, finance related. And so, way back when I got my MBA in 2002, I took an investing class and I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I lived in Chicago and I could trade commodities and futures and options. Wouldn't that be great? And then it just wasn't as accessible. I did try trading years ago. I had an E-Trade account at one point, but of course the commissions killed me. And I know everyone jumped in during the pandemic. That was like when a lot of people discovered trading. But it wasn't until maybe 2024 that I started really considering it again. And grateful that I stumbled on Ross's channel because he's definitely been a huge inspiration. Oh, see you later, Chris. Bye. Do you want me to meet you at the restaurant?
Yeah, I'll text you.
Cool. Okay. Dinner plans later. Okay. And so, yep, that's pretty much how I kind of jumped into it. I've always been really into long-term investing, but that is heavy on fundamental analysis. And so, all my investing has been up until 2024 long-term horizon. And so I did trade stocks, but with a long-term horizon. And now I'm working on very short-term day trading. So that's kind of where I came into that. However, I would like to branch out, but I want to get consistent with this first. The great thing is that, well, okay, so there's two great things about day trading. One is that I don't have to worry about fundamental analysis. I mean, maybe to analyze the news a little bit, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter what's happening fundamentally with the company or even really what's happening in the market. I'm starting to realize I don't really have to check what's going on in the market every day. It's interesting, but it doesn't really affect what pops up on my scanner. Like what pops up is what pops up. So started learning, but it's really hard. It is hard. It is really, really hard. I'm glad you said that because it is so hard. And that's what I love about it. I feel like I'm not consistent yet. I'm still learning. I'm new. And I feel like when I get there, I will have earned it. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it and making a ton of money. But we're here, we're in it, we're working on this. And yeah, it is really hard. And so I think that's why I'm so glad I started with paper trading. I wish I had paper traded for another like 3 months. I just, like everybody else, I wanted to jump in with real money, of course. And this is hard. So I feel like, at one point I was so frustrated. I was trading with 10 shares at a time because I was just like, I had beginner's luck, of course, and then I had a run of bad luck, and I had some really bad trades, like really bad. And it just kind of, then I reduced my share size, and then I kind of started inching slowly back up. So just, and I still paper trade. If I run out of settled funds, I will paper trade the rest of the trading session because I want to keep trading and keep learning. Also, if I'm learning something brand new, I might paper trade. And I do like trading other times of the day. Like I do like trading the first hour after the market closes. So, that's a good time to like practice something new is, use paper trading and try new setups, try new things. All right, RVI popped up. Good question, 56. RVI popped up. So you guys have a ton of good questions today. Wow. I feel really lucky because these are all really good questions. All right, RVI is above my price range. I stick to under $10, sometimes under $20. Like today I traded AGPU. I have had pretty decent luck on stocks between $10 and $20. So, but this one is too expensive for me. I would not be able to, and the MACD's red. So I'm not sure why it just popped up on my scanner, but Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of still slow. So how did you guys get into trading? Like I came in through like my business degree, my life, my professional experience, and I've had an interest for a long time. It was just, I guess I'm a late bloomer. I'm 55 and I decided, okay, now I didn't even jump in at the pandemic. Like everyone I knew that had never traded before was trading and telling me how easy trading is and how easy it is to make money. And I'm like thinking to myself, I don't think it's that easy, but okay. um, yeah, I'm curious how everyone else got into it. Um, yeah, the one thing that I like about day trading also is that, like, I feel like with long-term investing, you just have a lot of market exposure and the market can tank and now you have all this money tied up. I like the fact that day trading, you're in, you're out, and you still have your cash in your hand. Um, I'm still holding on to some bags from a while ago and I don't do that anymore. But for day trading, that is a terrible thing to do because it really, honestly, is a losing battle. I feel like how's the lighting? I feel like the lighting might be kind of, let's see, is it bright enough? Is that better? I'm getting to I'm learning how to use the ring light, the little clip-on ring light. All right. Well, happy Wednesday, everybody. Let's see what's going on here. So I'm looking at my live stream. I think there's quite a lag, honestly. There might be quite a lag in terms of the live stream actually getting out there. Huh. Because usually it looks like I'm just a half a second behind, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. So let's see. Yeah, I don't think my trader view is not importing my trades properly for some reason. I don't know. Maybe there's just too much going on with the live stream and all of that. And you can hear that I have a bit of a cold. I don't know. That happened when I woke up this morning, so I don't know if I'm having an allergic reaction to the spring flowers in Prague, or if it's just the crazy stress of travel. We had such an insane situation with travel because of the airline strikes. So let's see, other issues with traveling and trading that have been coming up. Internet connection, obviously the biggest concern. Carving out time to trade and also balancing that with enjoying yourself. This trip, it's becoming extremely clear to me that I need to think about when I am booking my flights because, generally I book the flights to optimize the price of the flight. And I'm willing to fly at crazy times to get, a better deal. However, I think I need to start considering when the flight is happening around my trading schedule because my flight was canceled on Sunday night, rebooked for Monday night, which worked out great. I was able to live stream on Monday. And then yesterday, of course, the first flight was late. We missed our connection in Zurich. They were supposed to put us through Munich originally, then we went through Zurich. So when we got to Zurich, we missed the second flight. And I had actually said to the travel agent on the phone, like, I don't think I'm going to make this connection. Like, this is too tight. She's like, that's all we have. All right. So then they put us on a flight to Copenhagen. And then from there, we were going to Prague. So I was not able to trade at all yesterday. I couldn't even live. I couldn't live stream, but I couldn't trade at all. Like, I've traded in airports before, like in the lounge. But I couldn't trade at all. So I guess that was unavoidable. Like, my original plan, we were originally supposed to arrive here at 8:15 local time, and I would have been able to sit down to trade at 1 p.m. local time. But that is something to consider, maybe that I pick flights that are more compatible with my trading schedule, since I'm really all in at this point. So yeah, I am all in. I'm not sure. I'm all in. So maybe that is something to consider, because it's becoming increasingly disruptive to my situation. So that's another thing to consider as far as traveling and trading. And I'm going to be talking about traveling and trading all week, because that's what I'm doing right now. And but yes, I'm, any pointers you guys have? I know that we've had a discussion, Who Loves Lunatic. We were talking about you gave me some great tips about no, 56. I don't live in Prague. I am visiting. I live on the East Coast of the US. I live in New England, outside of Boston. And so I'm normally trading in Eastern Standard Time, but I'm visiting Prague until next Tuesday with a friend. And so I'm going to work from here. Yeah. So, and I do have a video that I posted this morning about my setup, and I'll definitely do a video when I get home about what it's like trading and traveling and live streaming while traveling. I'm surprised. This is working out surprisingly well. I couldn't be happier. I'm 2 hours into my live stream, and I couldn't be happier, honestly. So thanks, guys, for hanging in there. I did have a few technical difficulties getting up and running, but it seems like we are up and running. So yeah, any more tips for trading and traveling would be really helpful. I'm curious, do you guys just use a laptop, or do you have an external monitor? My external monitor is the same size as my laptop. The screen is the same size. So I definitely simplified my layout, and I am looking to simplify as much as possible. It's like, what essentials do I need to be consistently profitable? That's my baseline that I'm looking for. Where can I just be consistently profitable and trade with the minimum amount of equipment, indicators? I just want to simplify as much as I can. I don't really see anything popping up. Like, yeah, it's kind of quiet now. I'm curious, how is the stock market doing today? It says futures are rising because President Trump extended a ceasefire with Iran and positive corporate earnings. I guess who said that earlier? I guess you're right that it's a good thing I missed yesterday. It wasn't so good, right? Yeah. So I am green right now. I'm up about 350. That's awesome. I would have been excited with $50 today after 2 red days in a row. Ooh, what's popping up? HCAI. That was up earlier. And I don't believe it has news. So, yeah. Looks like it's trying to make its way back to VWAP. I'm really dehydrated. Flying does a number on me. Really. Flying does a number on me. Okay, so HCAI. No, nothing. Okay, so let's go through the list that I have on my watch list, and let's get rid of anything that's a dud. KIDZ. Huh. All right, so I took one little scalp here, which would have been, oops. Why can't I move this? I scalped a trade on the second pullback. I freaked out and sold it, which probably was a good thing because I got in a little too high. Anyway, I freaked out and clicked sell on the bid. I was nervous. And let's see, RVI, that looks really flat. And also it's $27. So let's get rid of that. WBUY, okay. Well, it looks like it tried to make a run for recovery up to VWAP, and it's coming back down. HCAI, it was on the scanners earlier, but I didn't see news. Let's see. 12 industrial stocks. Let's see if there's news. It doesn't say why. So that's not really news to me. I mean, I guess if a stock's really running up, then that can become the news. But yeah. And AGPU. Yeah. Everything's kind of did its pop and now it's back down. So we are about 15 minutes out from the market open. Honestly, I have been super stressed about trading at the open. I don't know. I'm just not doing that well lately. Like if I don't think I am, let's look at the metrics. So I don't know why this will not import my trades properly. Let me try it one more time. I may have to fix it when it's saying that this is an open trade, and it's not. Yeah, it's not importing my trades properly. Okay, so let's look at the metrics, though, as far as, let's see, this month. And this is Trader View. Detailed, let's look. So this month, I'm green because of today. I mean, I don't think am I green on the week? I think I'm green on the week now. I'm green on the month simply because of today. Look at what one good trade can do. It's crazy. Okay. But what I want to look at is performance by hour of the day. So you can see here that I'm negative at 9 o'clock. Okay, if we look at more data, let's do a custom year-to-date. Let's look at the year-to-date. Okay, so for the year-to-date, I did have good trades. Okay, let's look at last month. I feel like my trading is changing so much right now because of this YouTube channel and live streaming. It's really just changing. So last month was a dud. I was up $300, but let's look at the hour of the day. All right, no, this is completely different. I don't know. I don't know how much data is going. The thing is, like, I'm evolving because I'm making more progress now that I've got the channel going. So, how much, I mean, okay, this is a funny analogy, but like, obviously, the exponential moving average weights the most recent price action more heavily for a reason. It's more relevant, right? So, I think my most recent data is probably the most relevant because I have been working so hard on making improvements. And you can see here, yes, my instincts were right that lately my market open trades are not that great. So that's something to be cautious about. So maybe something to consider would be reducing my share size when I'm trading at the market open because it's so volatile and there's so much crazy stuff happening. Sometimes I feel like I can't focus on things and I get lost and I get flustered because it's happening so quickly. So all right, I'm going to take another brief break, 5 minutes, okay, and I will be back for well before the market open. I'm just going to take a 5 minute break, guys. So sit tight, and I'll see you soon. Okay, I'm back. What did I miss? Were you guys watching the market for me? Sorry, I keep taking bites of this dessert that I got earlier. I'm not like a big dessert person. I mean, I am, but I tell myself I'm not a big dessert person, so I won't eat too much. So I've been eating this dessert that I got. Nothing really popped up, huh? I guess it was a good time for a break. Okay. Well, this is the trading game. A couple of good trades. I mean, I definitely overtrade sometimes. Not like I used to. I used to way overtrade. I think it's okay to trade a lot if it's hot. And if you are making money, you're green, you're good, that's okay to trade more. But I don't want to trade just to trade. That seems useless. And every veteran of the trading game says the same thing. A couple of good trades a day is all you really need. I mean, they're saying that for a reason, right? So I like to listen to wisdom when I can. I think I've mentioned this before, but there was a self-help book that I read, and I wish I could remember which one it was, but it talks about that wisdom is logic plus intuition. And boy, does that hit hard as far as trading, because I feel like logic is learning the technical analysis and learning the setups, learning the indicators, learning stock selection, understanding how your trading platform works, understanding all of these little nuances. And then the intuition piece, I think, can only come from experience. So I'm so glad that I finally committed to watching the charts for a certain amount of time. Last week, I ran out of settled funds during my live stream and I switched to paper trading. And I kept trading with paper money, or I don't know if I actually took any paper trades, but I switched to paper money so I could keep trading because I wanted to keep watching the charts, keep analyzing, and I think that that is super important. I mean, my progress definitely improved. I mean, I feel like I learned so much more when I committed to sitting down. At first, I was only trading 9:30 to 10:30, just the market open. And now I'm doing the pre-market. And I do hope to expand to earlier times. I've got a Webull account and I'm working on that. I may not live stream that, but on the days where I wake up early, because I wake up at like 5 anyway. Okay, INBX at $150. A little bit out of my price range, you think? I'm just kind of curious, though, what it's doing because we don't have anything else to look at. So let's see what INBX is doing. $150. Yowzer. Did I just say yowzer? Like I'm 150 years old? Okay. So Inhibrx cancer drug reportedly drawing interest of Merck and rivals. That doesn't sound like real news. Well, sector update. That sounds like things could be happening with this thing. Market chatter. So we've got news. Okay, so there's news. Wow, $150 a share. I think overtrading implies a mistake on trading for the wrong reasons. If the stock keeps giving Yeah, I agree with that, James. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like if you're over trading, that is a mistake. I agree. It means that you're trading. Yeah, I mean, like Ross Cameron always says, like if it's hot, keep going, right? If it's not, stop. Like that ability to kind of put on the brakes when it's not hot, I think is really important. And I'm hope I'm doing better at that than what I was doing before. I hope I've improved because, you know, if you want to be great at something, you got to do what people that are great do. It's like one of my favorite books is The Art of Learning by Josh Waitzkin. I think it might be in my description because I'm starting to add like a list of books that have inspired me. And I have been a big Josh Waitzkin fan for a long time. He was the inspiration for the movie Searching for Bobby Fischer. He was a chess champion, and then he also became like a martial arts champion in China. And I've used his book as the inspiration for learning for a lot of different things in life. And, you know, the difference between being good and being amazing is like a pretty thin line at the top for anything, right? And I'm not trying to be the next Ross Cameron, but like if it's working for the top people, it's probably good enough for us, right? Like we should listen to their wisdom. And yeah, just like dedicating ourselves to the learning process. I want to be green. My goal is to make money. That is my number one goal, is to make money. But the way to get there, I think, is to focus on your process and not over focus on the result, because I can't always control the result. I call dip to 9 and rip on AGPU at the open bell. Ah, okay. I think there's going to be some action on that too, because I feel like this was like the stock of the day, maybe. That's a good prediction, TJ. Yep, dip to 9 and rip. I think that's a good prediction. We've got what, 3 minutes? 2 minutes. Let's see, KIDZ. I mean, KIDZ is so far below VWAP, but look at AGPU is kind of creeping back up towards VWAP. So let's see, high of day is 1447. Do you guys buy dips? I don't know. Should I look for I'm going to look for a bull flag pullback on this. But I do think that could that's a good prediction. Let's see. INBX, I'm just going to take that off my screen so I don't have to look at that. HCAI, I don't even see news on that. WBUY, I don't know if that'll pop up. I mean, that had news, but it was weird news to me. It's announcing something that happened in March. Like, I don't get that. I mean, obviously, I don't know everything, right? But that seems like weird news to me. All right, so let's see what happens. We've got less than a minute to go. All right, I don't do well buying dips because if you get in it, don't get in at the bottom, it gets very scary. Yeah, I haven't done that. I've done micro pullbacks, but I'm not really clear on dip trading yet. Maybe that's a more intermediate move. So if AGPU goes up, I will consider a bull flag pullback, but I'm only trading 100 shares. All right, here we go, guys. We're off. Let's see what else is popping up. All right, so oh, what's this? DFDV. Well, the float is over 20 million. But that sounds like really good news. DFDV. Oops. DFDV. Oh, but look how choppy this is. And the volume is pretty low. So I don't know. I feel like I need to see more, like better total volume. BTM looks like it has kind of older news, but let's take that look at that. Whoops. What's open that's giving me a problem? Why does it look like I have Thinkorswim open twice? ATM. Oh, BTM. Okay. AGPU. Okay. It's fade. How long would a dip be? Would that be, let's see, Ross made 55K on APG. Oh my God. $55,000. Well, I guess he's out of trader rehab. Right? Wow. $55,000. That's crazy. Well, he's trading such large share sizes. I'm trading 500 shares. Wow. Well, it makes me feel good. I know some of us were talking about earlier, like it's inspirational when you see someone trading the same stock. You feel like you did something right, And stock selection is the first step, right? If it's not the right stock, then we really shouldn't be in it. I know that much. I'm still a new trader, but I know that we should be trading the right stocks first. A lot of things are popping up with like, not old news, but like, I don't know. This doesn't feel real exciting yet. Ooh, $55,000. Wow, that would be, but he's had a rough couple of weeks too. All right. I'm not really seeing anything else pop up that's getting me excited. ELPW on no news. Let's see. ELPW. Whoops. ELPW on no news, right? I don't see news on this. ELPW. Whoops. Right there. Yeah, it doesn't give a reason. Okay. CHPT. Let's look at this one. CHPT. Well, CHPT really doesn't meet my criteria because it's got low relative volume. It hasn't really gapped out much, and the float's a little high. Wow. 55. Oh my God. I'm still like, can you imagine? I don't know. Maybe some of you are trading at that level. If you are, then you shouldn't be learning from me. I mean, I'm not trying to teach anybody. I'm just putting my journey out there. And hoping people come along for it. Like, let's do this together. But wow, 55. That's crazy. I'm behind on my recaps because of traveling, so I have to watch like 3 recaps tonight. Because I usually watch his every night. All right, GP. GP is popping up. Let's see. What is that all about? The float's only 3 million. Everything looks good, but I don't see news. It looks like it's an industrial stock. That doesn't sound bad at all. That sounds fantastic. Let's see. I like industrial stocks. But I don't know why. I don't see any news that explains why it's moving up. And it doesn't have news. So AGPU, it did dip down to, let's see, you were right about that. It dropped down to 965, but it hasn't recovered back. But yeah. NUAI. Let's look at that one. NUAI. NUAI. I feel like I've seen that before. Oh, the float's like 47 million. What about HTCO? It hasn't gapped up enough. All right, so let's clean up. I'm not gonna give up on 8. Whoa, well, there's a big red candle. That hasn't halted or anything, right? Oh, look at big sellers on the ask. Ooh, for AGPU. Oh, 22,000. Oh, did it halt? AGPU might have halted going down. Trading halts. So I generally stay out of halts, but let's see. I check on Trader, NASDAQ Trader. It halted going down. Has a volatility halt going down. All right, so let's see what else is going on. ELPW never saw news, but that's a nice clean bull flag pullback. And it's meets all the other criteria for stock selection, but did that halt going up too? It looks like it's gonna halt, or it did. Yeah, see, look at this. When all the prices on the time and sales on Thinkorswim are white, then it looks like it's gonna halt. Yep, TJ, yeah, halt down. And it looks like ELPW is halted going up or almost halting. Let's see. Yep, ELPW halted going up. PBM is back. Let's see, GP. GP looks like pretty clean price action, but no news. It's like we buys below VWAP. CHP looks messy. BTM, let me get rid of that. What's that? NUAI. KIDZ, below VWAP. GP is pulling back, I think, for a second bull flag. Here is the dip to 9. I am in it for the rip up. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yep, ELPW just halted. Wow. I don't know, the market open is so chaotic and I hate the trading halts. That stresses me out. So I'm like loving the market open less and less. I don't know. Maybe it's just the pre-market feels a little bit more stable. The high volume on AGPU is all that can save it to rebound. Let's see, the high volume, right? It does have a lot of volume. Like, you mean the high volume, the total volume, or do you mean the relative volume or the volume bar? Like the relative volume is 162 times its 50-day average. That's pretty high volume, right? And then the total volume on a GPU is 35 million right now. And this last volume bar, that's a long red bar, right? Yes, the total volume. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, it's down, but will it rebound? And I guess maybe we'll see. I'll stay on till 10, and so if it's just a 5-minute halt, then I'll see it move again. GP is really interesting to me, but I think I missed the second pullback. I just don't see real news on this. So I don't know why it's moving. Total volume, yeah. So yeah, I did one of my themes 2 weeks ago was volume, and I realized that I hadn't really been looking at total volume. If I'm not mistaken, Andrew Aziz said in his book that he thinks total volume should be at least 500,000. Okay, AGPU might be making its move up now. Huh. ELPW halted. Wow. Okay. Well, it's halted up at least. Do you guys have a total volume cutoff, like that you think the total volume should be at least X amount before you'll get into a trade? Yeah, I don't know if I'll really, I mean, I'm going to have to see something special in the next 15 minutes to jump in. Like ELPW, okay. It's on the move. AGPU is on the move, still down. This is the buy or the spot. The buy or die. I like that. The buy or die spot. But see now, for me, since I wouldn't buy here because the MACD's red. Would you buy here, TJ? Second halt down. Yeah. Oh, yep. Stop moving. Okay. So for me, 2 halts down says no, but let's see. ELPW, it's pulling back. This would be a second pullback, but it doesn't have news, and I'm not. It has a lot of volume. Like, why are people trading this? I'm gonna ask the internet. ELPW, let's see. ELPW ticker news. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people are trading it. I don't see what's going on. Yep, second halt. Ugh. Has anyone been caught in a halt before? Raise your hand if you've been caught in a halt before. Going down. Is there such a thing as a sad hand? Yeah, well, what you mean on AGPU? Let's see, support is at 780. So TJ, question, why is support at 780? I don't understand that. I would be really interested what that means. Regarding volume, if there are times the price doesn't move at all, I'm not buying. Yeah, that's a good point, James. Because volume is like the life, it's like oxygen on the fire, right? You need that. You need that volume. 100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm really seeing, I'd like to see at least 5-digit volume on the 1-minute candles. Oh, so you look at the volume on that candle. So for example, I'm curious, James. So if you go here, I think you can set it up. So if I go here, over here on the left-hand side, right, it'll show me the volume of that specific candle. Got it. So you want to see at least 5 digits of volume on the individual candle. Okay, that's interesting. That I didn't even think, it's another layer to volume, right? Is like not just the size of the candle, but the absolute number of shares being bought and sold on that candle. Okay, thank you for pointing that out. We're watching this AGPU drama unfold. So GP, I might have been able to take a pullback here, but it doesn't have news, so I sat out. And ELPW didn't have news, so I sat out. So AGPU is the only one that I'm kind of watching. So that's interesting, James. Like you look at the you want to make sure that it's over a certain amount on the actual candle. So that's interesting because one of the things I really had struggled with was looking for confirmation on the volume candle, but I never thought to look at the absolute number. That's important. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I don't, unless something pops up amazing, I'm going to sit out. I'm going to take my Green Day and run, like run for the hills. Actually, I'll probably do a sensible, brisk walk to the hills. All right. ELPW is like frustrating me because it's like, what's going on? There's no news. I am going to sit out because I don't see it. That would have been a good pullback if it had news. I'm really being a baby about this, but GP just jumped out the window. AGPU is resuming up out of the halt at 8:12. Okay, so we have a couple of dramas unfolding right now. GP jumped out the window. And AGPU. Okay, AGPU looking for a recovery back to VWAP. Do you guys buy below VWAP for a recovery of VWAP? Like, do you do that? Okay, Dow jumps over 400 points. Wow. Well, do you guys trade with no news? I have, but I want at least something. I mean, I'm missing the move on ELPW, but I'm gonna sit on my hands. Don't let me do it. Okay. You look when it turns positive. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I'm missing some. Okay, so I mean the news on Elong is simply that the shares resumed trading. ELPW is hard to borrow. It's Chinese stock. I'll probably sit out on that one. Gonna take my Green Day and run because I'm super happy about that. Yeah. Yeah, probably I will definitely close shop up at 10 Eastern Standard Time because I need to do my recap, I need to write my Substack, and I have dinner plans. So you need the news. Yeah, we've talked about this HG. Yes, because I feel like I need the news too. I feel like just too nervous without it. Like if it's sector news, even then, I don't know. I did trade something, I think, on Monday pretty successfully on sector news, but I don't know. I want the news. Yeah. Because that's the catalyst, right? That's the reason, the why. Like, MACD is going green and, oh, okay. MACD is going green on AGPU. Let's see. Oh, see, on my chart, it doesn't look green. It looks like it's barely flipping. Ugh. AGPU, I had such high hopes for them at the open. I was like, oh, it's gonna break VWAP and go for high of day. I thought it would, but I was ready to trade. I have settled funds left. I was thinking, you know, oh, okay, okay. So you use the MACD on the 30-second chart. Okay. Okay. I traded on the 10-second chart a lot last week because I was working on micro pullbacks and I was trading them on the 10-second chart. I had mixed results, but I think it's great for confirmation. Yeah, AGPU is such a disappointment. I'll try and say it with my most stern mom voice. You're such a disappointment, AGPU. Go to your room. All right. So, yeah, ELPW, it didn't have news. It had a pullback here, a pullback here. It's already had 2 pullbacks, so yeah. I mean, it's so tempting, right? Look at that. It went from 206, it's up to 312. That's $1 a share. It's so tempting, but why is it going up? Like, ugh, right? We need the why. News catalyst is the why. All right, guys, I am going to wrap it up. I was having trouble downloading my trades into TraderView or importing them. I will see if I can work that out. I wonder if that has anything to do with the internet. I have no idea. And I will post a recap later. I'll work on that right after I log off here. And I will also be posting a Substack on my update on my weekly goal, but I only have 2 trading sessions for that. So we'll see how that goes. It will probably be brief over on Substack. And I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to, again, live stream from Prague, from the Czech Republic. And have an awesome day, you guys. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to go get ready to meet some friends for dinner. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.